Because we're telling them we dishonor our mothers and fathers. So if you dishonor your mother and father, they know that you're Moors.
They know we're related.
In blood.
I'm just talking about my aunt.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But you know, they don't like black people because that's the tag that tells who. When you're looking at African people, how can you tell the ones who are dishonored? The ones that's talking about human beings are crayons. They confess it out their own mouth. That's why you got to take people to a Ordinary Dictionary and show them that they're Moors so they can stop thinking it's a belief. Then you take them to history to show them that they're documented in law. George and them, under the Moroccan Empire, and everybody talking about they don't know who the Moors are.
And the Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors. M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S.
This is back to, they're doing identity theft and we're doing identity fraud.
Our people assume their mindset and then in turn hate themselves in the situation.
That's why they do, because they're constantly being rejected and they don't like the feeling.
So I feel like it started, not started, but it had a lot to do with segregation. We wanted to go to their schools, not just have better schools for ourselves, but we wanted to go to their schools and have their education, and in turn,
now,
became
good.
A
Now look up color.
System.
Look up color now and read that. Right in harmony with what you're talking about right now. Color.
Okay. By common usage in
No,
America.
you gotta say the word first. Remember
Color.
proper. Yes.
Color. By common usage in America, this term in such phrases as colored persons, the colored race, colored men, and the alike is used to designate Negroes or persons of the African race, including all persons of mixed blood descended from the Negro ancestry.
Keep on.
After that, it's Collins versus Oklahoma
Yeah,
State
now
Hospital.
go past the law cases because it's giving you reference so you can see it's even been determined in law. Now go to the small print paragraph
So down
beneath
the law, it says for color,
Yeah.
Where a state constitution provided for separate schools for the white and colored races, the term white race was held to be limited to the Caucasian race, and the term colored races to embrace all other races. Rice versus Gong Lum.
Continue.
It has also been held that there is no legal technical signification to the phrase colored person, which the courts are bound judicially to know.
Now read that past part again.
It has been held that there is no legal technical signification to the phrase colored persons, which the courts are bound judicially to know.
So what happens? You go into court as a colored person. Are they bound to recognize you?
No.
Are they obligated to recognize you?
Automatically what?
Why? Because there's no lawful.
And
There's
there's
no really scientific. It's a term. It's a phrase. It's a term. It's pejorative, isn't it? Now that's law. Now, what happens if you say that to people who keep playing these Afrocentric games with our people? Won't they argue you to the ground? And start talking about that's Moorish thing and we making that stuff up? And misleading people deliberately, knowing that they are not. See, this is what these guys know. They know that the people that's following these little schools of thought don't have this information. So they can play them and take their finance, get them all in these emotional arguments and beat the hell up and stuff like that. So they can play these civil rights games and get paid in the background, looking like they're doing something for the people, the struggle. And it all appears legitimate on the surface, doesn't it? Until you study and find out that this is a social engineering mind control game and they've been part of it. You can see why they're upset with us and why the Southern Christian Poverty Law Firm sicked these shills on us that's located here in Philadelphia.
Who this? Is this faker? Because there has to be two Ali Muhammads, right? Because when you go on YouTube, right? You go on YouTube and you punch in Ali Muhammad Bey, right? Stuff comes up. You know, 2 videos come up that identify that name. But then now there's somebody else who says that they're Ali Muhammad, but they're not following what Noble Drew Ali said or whatever. They're following something else over here, right? So something's going on.
And trying to say that we set that girl up to get her killed and all that kind of stuff. Corinne, that they assassinated.
Is that what? Okay, so I
We talking about the guy,
honestly,
the COINTELPRO
I just heard
operatives.
about what happened. I personally don't watch the news. I don't have cable.
Yeah,
in my
but I'm
house.
just telling you,
I
I'm
don't
just
partake in
telling
any of
you what we're discovering in the background
But I
from,
did see the
from,
video where
from
she was
information.
asking for a delegation of authority.
Exactly,
Where she didn't have a right
because
to
she
their own, to her own
knew-
home against intruders.
She knew that the Pope had expunged all of their IE licenses. And the Pope owns all of the corporate entities. And then they try to make her look like she was out to lunch because they know our people don't know this. And so she was suing them, so they put a hit on her and act like she was wrong. And then they send out their black shills to muddy the water. But see, their black shills are counting on the masses don't have this information. That's another reason we're doing this, to educate the people, so they can recognize who the COINTELPRO operatives are.
All these guys are jokers. Because all these guys know. You know what, matter of fact? We'll let y'all know it one more time, just to let you know, right? Just so you know, right? Yes, Anna could say black power. Because she knows what's up. Yeah, he could say black power. And I'll back him saying black power. Because now I know what he's talking about. Because, yeah, it's Fez on, and I know what degree that he's on because, you know, like we talk about, you know, the conversation, Taj Bey, asking him, you got Black's Law Dictionary, English Heritage Dictionary, Etymology Dictionary of the English Language, and all that? And Sana is saying, yeah, he has those.
Do you understand? Because these guys seem like intelligent scholars and innocent, like they really love their people. You wait till these people find out who they really are. I ain't going to have to say nothing. People going to take care of them.
Most of the policy enforcers out here really are equally ignorant.
They're not. See, all right, let's talk this. Let's talk this. Let's talk this. Let's talk this. Let's talk this.
I did want to back up my...
I wish I had more documents here. This is another reason why. Remember, we were talking about reference points, right, Nathaniel? And we're going to do this again in the future, you know, whether you're here or at another spot. And I'm going to bring in the oath of ethics that these people must sign.
I have
See, and this
actually.
is, you got the oath of
I
ethics?
do.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I do. I keep it in my car.
Oh, I just love
Oh, you
it.
know, we ready with the list of sheriffs. Oh, we got it all. Supreme Court course
Daniel.
laws. You're talking about this
Sister got
right
your
here.
back. Oh, this girl. This, oh, you on to, no, I ain't going to let you do it.
Oh.
This is on. Now, hold on. Now let's look at this, cuz. Now, keep this in mind. One of the reasons why we're even doing this, and I wish the brother was still here, is almost because we have to clean our misconceptions and stop making excuses for people talking about what they don't know. We're the ones that don't know. And they've been taking advantage of you consciously.
There are a lot of us.
Now, remember all of these people, cops, detectives, all these people in law and claim to be law, have to sign this to do these jobs. Now, you read that, then turn around. Now, look at you. Now, let's make two people here. You sit right here. We're going to lift Spirit Sister up. And Spirit Sister going to sit over here.
All right.
And then you talk to Spirit Sister, you the Spirit, and you just talk to this physical sister that keep on talking about what these people don't know. They keep effing us up, but they don't know nothing. Hold on, they don't understand. Some of those ignorant. Now, read that out, then make that statement again. Read it.
The Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
Read it again.
The Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
Can you read it again? Because we got to really, you know, screw this down.
The law enforcement code of ethics.
Continue.
As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to reject the constitutional rights and to respect the constitutional rights of all men to liberty, equality, and justice. It continues to say, I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous, calm, in the face of danger, scorn or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life. I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided to me in my official capacity will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in my performance of duty. I will never act officiously. I apologize. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime, with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law cautiously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as public trust to be held so long as I am true to ethics and police service.
And they do exactly the opposite, don't they?
Every day.
And then what do people keep saying? They don't understand the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land.
I will never, it specifically said I will never allow my feelings, prejudices, or friendships influence my decisions. And we all know them to be all
And
about
what
the
happens to
friendships
anybody that
and
enforces the
influence.
Constitution? They call them troublemakers, treason, terrorists, sovereign citizens, and everything else that command their delegation of authority and their obligation to the law of the land.
That's what it says.
And then what do other people keep saying? Some of them don't know. You are saying that. However, that's an incompetent statement. And you're excusing them to do injury to people. They're not excused.
They are not.
And they do know. It is the people that don't know and keep transferring their ignorance on these people who are abusing them to excuse them in their abuse of others, right in their face.
So let me please clarify my statement by saying what I meant by
I know
most
what
of
you meant,
them are
but
ignorance
continue.
also is most of these people are also still believing that they are black as well, signing up to be policy enforcers and having
For
no
a
idea.
job.
Yes.
And even when they get in there, they start their little what? Black organizations, because they're rejected even when they get in there.
I know somebody from my neighborhood who, when all the Black Lives Matter thing started, posted all the pictures of how they were a state trooper now.
Yeah.
I guess they don't really, or do they? I'm confused.
No,
Who
you're
are
not
you?
confused. What's confusing is that we're discussing the real facts as opposed to throwing around opinions. See, this is what it's at. We get caught in trying to express our emotional opinions and thoughts in different conversations that we have with people instead of going back to the law that they're all obligated to. And then when we start seeing the contradiction, we're trying to find a comfort zone with it all. Start interjecting our biases. Meanwhile, the children are getting killed on the street. Innocent men and families are being broke up while we sit and make excuses for these criminals that are claiming to be officers when they're really gang members using the office to do what? To carry out the policies of unum sanctum for the Jesuit order and the popes of Rome under colonial operations, pretending to be officers of law when they're actually what? Highwaymen and organized criminals.
Kidnapping people and holding them for ransom.
Death and stealing people's automobiles and stealing people's cars and stuff, and then selling them and calling it law.